Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Amaterasu Oracle Think Tank Card Fight Vanguard deck profile. This is the deck that I've been using the most for professional play, so I thought I'd go ahead and give you guys the deck profile for October 2013. Last tournament I used this in, I was able to get second. Pretty much went undefeated, but I lost to Dragonic Overlord the N in my last round, so I ended up coming in second. So I'll go ahead and give you guys the deck profile. It's a really fun deck. Probably not the most broken Oracle Think Tank deck, but definitely one of the most fun in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and get started. I run Supple Bamboo Princess Kaguya pretty much because she's that extra 3,000 power for no extra cost besides putting her in the soul. And the biggest concern with this deck is you want to save your counter blasts for cards like Amaterasu, her Cross Ride, and Maiden of Libra, so you can get those draws off, which is why I like using her pretty much because she keeps my damage flip face up and saves it for that. For triggers, I use 8 criticals, so 4 Psychic Bird and 4 Battle Sister Ginger. Psychic Bird is mostly for putting into the soul to draw, and Ginger is just a preference. I think she looks cool. Also using 4 heal triggers for Lozenji Magus, pretty much just to recycle herself. And I also use 4 stand trigger. The reason I choose stand over draw is pretty much this deck can really deck out quickly with Amaterasu's soul charging build and all the drawing you're doing. But pretty much with Emergency Alarmer, the stand trigger, I can restand powerful cards like Silent Tom, Maiden of Libra, or Susanoo, and pretty much get off those last attacks that you might need to finish off your opponent. So stand triggers really come in handy. You just have to remember to always not attack with the Vanguard first, because there are those chances where you'll get the stand trigger and you'll really regret not attacking with a rear guard first. We'll move on to grade 1s. I run 4 Oracle Guardian Gemini. Pretty much just that 8k base really helps behind the Vanguard, especially when I have Sun Goddess Amaterasu as my 13k. Really puts on the pressure. I also run 4 Dark Cat. Pretty much with Dark Cat, she works really well with the original CEO Amaterasu. Pretty much I use her Soul Charge to check the top card. If it's a non-trigger, I can leave it on top, then play Dark Cat to draw into a non-trigger, so I can be really comfortable in those situations and hopefully clear for a trigger that way. Also running 4 Battle Sister Chocolate. Pretty much self-explanatory. She's your perfect guard. Gotta run 4 of her in my opinion, so you don't overguard at times. I'm also running 1 Weather Girl Milk. I'm only running 1 because it only really works with the Vanguard, so there's only one need for 1. Also 1 White Hair of Inaba. I was running 2 in the beginning, but the thing about Inaba, it's pretty much dead after you get CEO Amaterasu in the soul, and it really only calls for 1 because the 13k body is more of just a boost. I don't really, want to go for it early game, so he helps in that situation. And also just 1 Battle Maiden, Sayori Hime. She's the 10k rear guard if I have an Amaterasu in its card name as my Vanguard. So she helps when I'm late game, don't have that many rear guards left, using her for those small 10k attacks. We'll move on to grade 2s. I run 4 Battle Deity Susanoo. Pretty much she's the same as Sayori Hime. She's the 12k when she attacks those, so she really can help. Only thing she can't get over are cross rides, but she has no other problems attacking the Vanguard by herself on other cases. Plus I use 4 Maiden of Libra. She's mostly my draw power. Next to Goddess of the Sun and regular CEO Amaterasu, she's what I use to get off all my draws. People are always guarding her attacks because, trust me, they do not want her to go through. Also running 2 Silent Tom. He really helps putting on that pressure, making my opponent waste his cards, especially when I get crit triggers with him on rear guard. Pressure the attacks with high boosts so they don't want to get those damages off. I'm only running 2 though. 4 is really bad because sometimes I do get stuck with him at the Vanguard, and having him as a Vanguard can be good in situations, but having an 8k base as a Vanguard is really, really bad. And for grade 3s, I run 4 of the regular CEO Amaterasu. In all truthfulness, I like her effect better than the Cross Ride. The only better thing about the Cross Ride is it's an 11k and possibly a 13k Vanguard. But overall, she has a much better effect. She sets up better at the beginning of the game for plays each turn. So most of the time I'm going with her. Because also with her effect when she's attacking, she can be a 14k if I have 4 or more cards in my hand. And last but not least, Sun Goddess Amaterasu. Nonetheless, I still love her. She's got a great effect. Counterblast 2 for limit break. Search your deck for one Oracle Think Tank card add to your hand. I always go for the perfect guard because, let's face it, you want to get those things in your hand as quickly as possible. So nonetheless, still running 4 of her. And it's also a great rear guard late game because she's just an 11k that you can use to attack. So yep, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Quali out.